there. I'm Miss Ing.
And I'm Miss Eileen.
And we are from the Shaler North Hills Library, which I think you might know. Now, Miss Judy could not be with us again today, and she's probably, I don't want to say like the lucky one, but we are sort of like, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants with this one, because we feel a little bit bad about something that we had been doing for a long time, even though we didn't know that it wasn't a nice thing to do, and we didn't know it was the right thing to do. It wasn't a right thing to do, but now we know, and that's why we're going to make it better. And if you've been watching our show that we have on Sunday nights called A Better Way, that's the whole theme. The thing is that back in the old days, some of the things that we did and were acceptable, not just like us, but like way back then, are not acceptable now. And we know that. I mean, Miss Eileen, do you ever remember like being called honey or sweetie or baby from like random men on the street, stuff like that?
All the time.
Yeah, and that's not right. Like, you don't do that. But those people who did that, and maybe even some people still from those other generations still might do that, but it doesn't get done anymore. And they might not have known it back then, and so they can't be judged for what they did back then. But now that we know better, we try to do better. And we always keep trying to do better. Well, today, we're going to do an American Girl that we've done many times before. And what's her name, Miss Eileen?
Kanani Akina.
Kanani Akina. And she is from the state of?
Hawaii.
All right. Now, and so what happened is, a lot of times in the past, and everywhere, and sometimes this still happens today in a lot of other places, when we talk about Hawaii, there are certain things that go along with it, like a luau, or dances and things like that, like the hula. And when we would have American Girl here before, we used to make
the hula
skirts and things like that. But then we realized it kind of started back in 2012 when a university in Ohio, they came up with a really neat program called A Culture, Not a Costume. And what they did was they took a look, these were students who came from different cultures, and they took a look at different like Halloween costumes and parties and celebrations, and saw that a lot of these activities and a lot of costumes were kind of making a whole culture into a costume. Like, I don't know, this doesn't happen anymore, I bet, like in schools, but when I was a kid in school in Thanksgiving, did you guys make any Thanksgiving crafts in school?
Of course.
We made
the
pilgrims and we just called them the Indians, and we made little feathers sticking up. And those kinds of things, like, we didn't know better, but it wasn't right. I mean, we used to make totem poles out of toilet paper rolls, and like now, like, we know that's just gross because it's just not right, because a totem pole is a sacred object, and what we've come to realize is that the cultures of the native Hawaiian people, that's sacred too. And the luau is a sacred, I'm not sure if it's like a sacred kind of thing, but we have links right in there. You can see what's going across the top. There's links to this project called A Culture, Not a Costume. And you can also use that to help you decide what kind of Halloween costume you might want to pick this year, because you don't want to do anything offensive. We never meant with a malicious intent. But now that we know better, there's no excuse anymore. You know what I'm saying? So Miss Eileen and I, we were like, wow, yeah, let's not do this. We want to really celebrate Kanani, because that's all we wanted to do in the first place, was celebrate. But we were going about it the wrong way. It's called cultural appropriation, and it's seeing something more as an object instead of really giving it the respect that it deserves. Again, back in the day, we just didn't know, and these were things that we did. So we do apologize for mistakes that we made, and we're grateful that you and the world has been gracious, and especially members of these native cultures that I've listened to and read are being gracious now that we are trying to do better. So that's cool. And one of the coolest things about Kanani, and Miss Eileen's going to read her little bio about her, is that she has something far more like that we could all celebrate in and work for, like an important project. You know what I mean? That's something that's really powerful that we can do, because she has some really serious concerns about her environment, and there are ways that we can help out. So, Miss Eileen, I'm going to flip the camera around, and maybe you can give us a little bio about Kanani. All
Certainly.
right. So thank you guys. Thank you for helping us work through this. These are challenging times. These are growing times, but we do believe in the moral arc of the universe, and we're getting better, and we're trying to be better, just trying to keep our hearts open. And we thank you for helping us in this journey. So I'm going to flip it around. Maybe. I don't know how I can flip it around. Can I flip it around? I think I can flip it around. I'm going to end this, and then we'll be right back in 2 seconds. Hey, Miss Eileen, I just flipped it around.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Tonight, we're going to do Kanani. She's a 10-year-old girl living in Oahu, the geological oldest island of Hawaii. Her father, Mr. Akina, is of Japanese Hawaiian descent, while her mother, Mrs. Akina, is French-German descent. This makes her multiracial. Okay, she helps her family run a popular shave ice shop and is passionate about helping people by sharing the aloha spirit and protecting Hawaiian wildlife, such as the Hawaiian monk seal.
Which, dude, I've read about the Hawaiian monk seals, and you can see links on the address above. They really do need our help.
It's a protection. So tonight,
Yeah.
you have your airplane ticket to fly to Hawaii.
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
No, I have not.
I have not either. My brother and sister-in-law went on their honeymoon, and they said it really is a magical place.
My daughter has, and my sister has.
Ah, yeah.
So they said it's very beautiful. So you're going to do that. The state flower of Hawaii is
The paper flower?
the hibiscus.
The hibiscus.
So
Very cool. That
we're
looks
going
very
to
pretty.
imitate the hibiscus. So it's
And you
very.
can come and pick up the materials at the library.
That's correct.
Yep.
And then, because we are interested in an endangered animal from Hawaii, and that is the endangered monk seal. Okay, so you're going to make this craft. It's nice and
Isn't it
easy.
cute?
Isn't it so cute?
It's so cute.
Okay.
And we have the blue paper here for you. But if you're just going to do it at home, you'll have a link to the activities.
You can color
Yeah.
it blue, use a piece of blue paper. So,
Yeah.
in your kit, what you are going to get the
Yep.
blue sheet of cardstock that
Great.
has endangered monk seal on it, and you can color those letters in if you want. You are going to get your monk seals and 2 pieces of coral that you can color and then cut out, and you'll glue them to your page. And then you are going to do a hibiscus flower for yourself and one for your doll. Now,
And you're
when
going to show us how to do that, right?
I'm going to
that
show you
looks
how to do
fairly
it.
complicated.
And if you want to look, the dolls have
Oh
the
my
hibiscus
gosh,
flowers.
Miss Eileen.
Okay.
And this is the girl with the surfboard.
This is Josh.
Joss is she did surfing.
Yes.
I remember we
She
did
does-
her.
She does surfing in
Yeah.
Hawaii, yes.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And then I put Kaya, I have
hibiscus
Kaya
flower.
and Luciano are in the house.
With their, I like how you matched them to their outfits.
That did take some planning.
That's pretty impressive. Pretty
That did
impressive.
take some planning.
And when we say aloha, we're simply celebrating. What does that mean?
It means hello.
It means hello in Hawaiian,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Is that the language, Hawaiian? I think.
You got me.
We'll look. We'll look.
Okay. So,
Should I get behind you? Like, would that be the best way to film it?
no, it's okay.
Right here. All right.
Okay, so for this one, and there's multiple colors of tissue paper in the kit. So for the girls, and I made a template myself. For the girls, I'm using an 8x8 inch square.
Okay.
Okay, and you need 8 pieces of tissue paper. For the dolls, I'm using a 3x3 inch square, and you need 4 pieces of tissue paper. I originally tried 8, and you know what? It was too hard.
Too much? Okay.
Yeah. So, and you're going to do the one for the doll just like you would the one for for yourself. So you're going to take it and you're going to make an accordion fold. So you're going to fold this back and forth.
Now, am I right that you don't have to know how to play the accordion to make this fold?
I don't think you have to know how to play the accordion.
Is another word for an accordion a button box?
Yes.
You know, I got this new job, this new part-time job. And I met a gentleman 2 weeks ago, and he did transition just this past week, so he's no longer with us. But he used to play in a polka band, and he told me that he played the button box. And I thought that's what it was.
And you thought, gee whiz, what's a button box?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, my grandma had a button box, but it was an actual box of buttons.
That must have been the thing.
I wonder.
In fact, you know what? I have my grandmother's button box.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Me? Oh my gosh. I think I have my grandma's button box too. I think that's one thing Mom and I brought from her house whenever she moved.
So, and you know what, if you don't know, in the old days, because they really didn't throw anything out, what they would do is they would remove the buttons from clothing, because they sewed a lot of the clothing for the kids and for themselves, and they would remove the buttons and save them in a button box to use for future use.
And I remember some of these buttons were so neat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And elaborate, yes.
Oh, it makes me miss my mom.
Okay, so now I have my tissue paper with the accordion fold. You're going to fold it exactly in half.
Nice.
Now, in order to make the hibiscus, if you've ever done paper flowers before, it's basically the same principle.
Is this kind of like if you're making a homecoming float?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Now,
but I know people that have. So maybe if you're super special growing up, your mom or your grandma has made, or your daddy or your grandpa has made homecoming float things, they can help you with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and for this, you're going to need a little bit of help. Now, for the top part, you're going to curve the edges.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to take my scissors.
Okay.
I'm going to take my scissors.
Oh, curve them that way. You're going to make them rounded.
I'm going to round off the corners there. Okay, on both sides.
Miss Eileen.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a bit of a random question, but rounding off the corners made me wonder if your kids were kids that you cut the crust off their peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when they were little.
I believe I did.
Did you? Okay, yeah.
So
my mommy cut mine off too.
Then also in your kit, you're going to have one large pipe cleaner.
Pipe cleaner, yes.
And one small one. The large one for the girl.
Yeah.
The small ones for the doll.
Right.
So you're going to place this. I made a little slit in here. You don't want to cut all the way through.
Oh, so wait. You put it halfway.
I made a little slit in there.
Okay, nice.
So I'm going to pull that around and I'm going to twist that.
Okay. And at this point, you don't have to sing "Do the Twist."
No.
You could.
No, you could if you
It
want.
would certainly be appropriate. Yeah.
Now, with this, you want to be careful of course, this is paper. You're going to gently pull them out. And you know what happens to paper if you pull too tight?
It becomes rippy art, as Miss Rebecca would say.
Is that what Miss Rebecca said?
She loves doing rippy art. Like taking ripped pieces of this and gluing it. She believes it relieves a lot of stress.
I guess it could. Well,
it doesn't for me because I don't like cleanup. And so
some people might think that this is more stressful. And you just want to be careful and you want to pull it tight because see, the flower's starting to form up at the top here.
Look at that.
Okay.
I can smell it.
You can smell it?
Yes. You made it living.
I don't know what a hibiscus flower smells like.
Me neither. You know what? Maybe we should convince Miss Sharon that she needs to send us to Hawaii to do some research on the hibiscus.
I don't know if the library board would approve of that.
Yeah, I guess not.
So, I have 1/2.
Look at that.
Of the flower
Yeah.
completed. Now I'm going to come over to this side, and we'll do this side.
I like that color.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
And I have various colors to do the flowers. I have yellow, green, orange, red.
And just come on down to the library and you can pick it up.
You can pick out whatever colors. And what I did on purpose is I made the flower for the girl and the flower for the doll a different color.
Oh, that's nice.
So that you wouldn't have the same color.
Yeah. So people would be able to tell you apart.
Right.
Your parents might be like, what happened? Is that you or is that
I kind of think they would be able
Rachel? Yeah.
So,
Nice.
here, now look at that. Look at how
That is
beautiful
really
that
cool.
looks
And you
like.
can just go back and rewind if you need to see it again. That's the nice thing about taping this.
That's right.
They can just watch
And
it
then,
again.
of course, this goes behind your ear.
Nice.
And what's in your kit, I gave you 2 bobby pins.
Oh, yeah.
So that you can clip this, or if you have a barrette at home, that's a
There
bobby
they are,
pin.
bobby pins.
So
Yeah.
if you have a barrette at home, you might want to try. You can try a barrette
Nice.
now, and then you're going to do the same thing for your doll. I think we can skip this part if that's okay with you.
Yeah, because they can go back. You
You're
can
gonna
just
do the
rewind
exact
and you can go
same
back and see
thing,
this again as many
only
times
this
as you
is
need to.
Smaller. Now this one I will tell you, you're probably going to have a little more difficult time. So please
Yeah.
ask your grown-up to help you with
Yeah.
that. Okay. So
And if you don't have a difficult time, then maybe you want to consider a career in dentistry because you're probably very dexterous.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah,
you can do that.
yeah.
So then next is we're going to do the endangered monk seal.
seals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I already colored.
And you can use markers or
You can use
crayons.
markers, crayons,
pencils.
colored pencils.
And they don't have to be Crayola. But Crayola is the best.
Crayola.
Look
is
at the... And Crayola
So-
does not sponsor this show. But
And I have one a little bit larger than the other.
so cute.
So you can have them swimming however you want. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this.
And Miss Rebecca always says you always put the cap back on the glue because
Yes.
you're not a maniac.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Just going to add a little bit of glue here. You can secure it better and go all around the
And glue
outside,
dries clear, so you don't have to worry.
around the outside edges.
Nice.
And then I gave you 2 pieces of coral that I have colored here.
And when we did the coral, the tide pools, were there coral in tide pools?
Yes,
And we've discovered it was living.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, they are. Yes.
I
they
know.
are.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I'm 49.
Well, the starfish are living, and typically
Yeah.
you don't think that
The starfish were living. Yeah.
they were living. So
I mean, they are living, but when you
Right.
see them in stores.
so
That's awesome.
there you go.
Can you tell us a little about the endangered monk seal?
Yes.
Now you'll see on the links provided at this website, it's funny because I actually have links to this web page here, the National
Like this.
Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Yes.
That's a good site.
This is fantastic. You
Yes.
know, actually, my daughter's husband, he works for NOAA
Are you kidding me?
out in Colorado.
Oh my gosh, definitely go to this website. You'll see the link right up there, go to that
and
site.
he doesn't know, and whenever when we filmed Kaylee,
Yeah.
who was the tide pool,
Right.
I got information from their site also.
Dude, this is a great site.
Now,
yeah.
he himself, he doesn't do anything with the ocean. He does the more atmospheric.
Wow,
So,
that's really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so the one thing, and what will be on the link is I have the link of how to make the hibiscus
Yes, I got
flower.
that. Okay.
Now, and of course, as I said, this has you making a larger flower.
Yeah.
Okay. I just found this today, and it really hurts my heart. You know, the monk seal is an endangered animal, and in Hawaii, it's against the law to harass and touch them.
Which makes sense because they're pretty bad in
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is, if you do, you can have 5 years. It's a felony. It's
Yeah.
5 years or $50,000 fine.
Yeah. This just happened on July 14th,
Right.
2021.
Just last week.
So it's really, I mean, I do think it's really important. Like, again, we thank you guys for your patience in helping us learn, from, learning and doing better. And I also think that what we are learning about here is really super important, Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So some fun facts about the Hawaiian monk seal. They grow to about 7 feet long and about 600 pounds.
While you're reading that, I'm going to show some pictures.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I have more pictures to show you too.
All right, cool.
They can live for at least 30 years. The seals, they're endemic to the Hawaiian Islands. Okay. They will shed their top layer of fur every year in a fast process known as catastrophic molt. Now, you remember a lot of animals will do that. They'll shed their fur.
Yes,
A lot of animals, like the bears or rabbit, they'll shed from a summer coat to a winter coat.
My cat does that.
Yes. So they can the monk seals can remain underwater for up to 20 minutes, and they can dive really, really deep, but they prefer to swim in shallow waters 200 feet or less, which to me, that's a whole lot. But they can dive more than almost 2,000 feet. And they can be found sleeping on the beaches for days at a time.
And when you find them sleeping, that's one thing I did read, you leave them alone.
Anytime you want to leave them alone.
Yes, but
So
yeah.
I have some photos here. Okay, so isn't that the cutest little monk seal ever?
Yeah, dude.
Now, and then,
And Kanani, when she discovers that they're endangered,
she wants to help. So in the one way that you can is see someone left their flip-flops on the beach.
Yeah.
And the monk seals don't know.
yeah, they don't know not to eat that.
Yes. So, and here's a baby monk seal with his mommy. Here is one of the signs that you would often see. Please go around.
Look, it's rusting.
Yes. Here's one. For privacy's sake, I cropped the picture of the person harassing the monks.
Yeah, I wish you hadn't, because then we could call them up. Just kidding. But
Well,
seriously,
I didn't
dude,
know.
leave it alone.
Well, the other thing you want to remember,
Yeah.
they are wild animals.
Right.
Everybody, you're getting so used to it. If you see an animal in the zoo, you think it's tame, or if you go
Right.
to the circus, you think you can just go up and pet it, lay down with it.
Yeah, and that's the problem of just thinking that, animals are our resources, or just there
That's
for
right.
fun, but they're not.
And look, here's 2 monk seals
Oh,
that are laughing. Here's some that are out on the rocks. They're saying, we want to stay away from those
Yeah,
humans
yeah.
on the beach.
they're laughing at us. Now that is quite the
Isn't
pose.
that cute?
I
was
really
gonna say,
think
that was so
that,
cute.
yeah.
Whenever I saw that, I thought, oh my goodness, it's as if the bunk seal knew that
I
they were
totally
taking the
agree.
photo.
I was running in North Park one morning and there were all these people and I couldn't understand what they were doing. They had their cameras and there's an owl and apparently like it's there every week. Like I think it's just getting its senior pictures taken. But you should have seen it. It was posing. It was so, and people were very respectful of it. I mean, really
And that's
very
good.
quiet. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So this one,
right.
now you can take this one one of two ways.
Right.
The first way, and what I would like to say, is that the monk seal is shielding its eyes from the
Right.
sun.
The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades.
Right. Or you could think, oh, these humans, what are these humans doing to the
Yeah.
beach?
Yeah.
Because here's the danger that they face. This is just the fishing lines that they can get caught up in.
Yeah.
And then if they can't get out of it, then they would die. Here's
Right.
another one.
Littered with plastic. Look at
Right.
that.
Here's out in the ocean whenever you dump plastic bags and so forth in the
Yeah.
ocean.
Ah.
There's another one that a fishing net has gone around, and most important is what they have is these are the people that are doing the beach cleanup.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of the things that you'll find on these sites is that, like, we really can make a difference. Now, you might be thinking,
Yes.
but we're really far away from Hawaii. But if we use less plastics, every little bit counts, right?
Every little bit counts.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, we need to protect our environment because it's the food chain, so it goes up the food chain.
And it doesn't belong to us. Like, you know what I mean?
It
Like,
belongs to everybody.
it belongs to everybody. And these monk seals, like, they belong to themselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it just doesn't, I don't know. We
Right.
have to love and be grateful.
Right, and we have two new books. What you started to
Yeah,
show everybody is here's Rocky and Kanani
Mana? Yeah.
and Honey Girl. So
Yeah.
right now they're not available to check out, but I'm giving them to the cataloger over the weekend, and
Nice.
they will get them into the system that you can check them out.
And you can see these, this looks really pretty, Miss Eileen. And again, we really thank you for, I'm going to include this is actually going to be our feature on A Better Way this week too. I'm just going to do
Oh,
an
well,
intro.
great.
Because we really got schooled ourselves too. And I'm just grateful that people are pointing this stuff out. You know what I mean? And I'm very grateful to you, Miss Eileen, for everything that you do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's for a better cause and
Yeah.
a better way.
A better way, yeah.
Yes,
And we
a
just
better
keep
way.
trying, and that's the thing. And not to like, I mean, there's no reason to like say in the past that you've done, you know, made a totem pole craft or something like that. You didn't know. If you
Right.
didn't know,
That or a teepee.
but now you know. Right. But now you know, but you didn't know before, so you can't like beat yourself up for the past. You can be sorry and now do better with the information that you have. That's what we do. That's what we do.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Miss Eileen, so much. This has really been a really, I mean, I got really into this.
Yes.
How do you pronounce the name of the division of the Chamber of Commerce that?
Oh, it's NOAA.
NOAA. Okay.
NOAA.
Yeah. That's pretty neat.
National
that Adam works for.
Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
That's cool. Well, thank you, Miss Eileen.
You're quite welcome.
And thank you, Kanani, and thank you, Monk Seals, and thank you. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.